Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me today. So today, we're gonna be doing a YouTube exclusive. Obviously, we're going to be um doing some makeup. Obviously, we are going to go through and talk about makeup from my time of wearing makeup. Um, the changes, the differences, and starting now because to actually get to the point at this point I have to start now. I'm getting ready for work, so it's actually going to take me longer to tell you guys than to do my makeup because my makeup doesn't take very long. So just going to get started. So this is a YouTube exclusive. If you are not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's how you're going to see these. Yeah. So in order to kind of start this video, I do want to preface it by saying if you want to look well, you have to put good things into your body to make your body work. That means eating good farm raised and finished meat, organic free range eggs, whole milk, and raw cheeses and raw yogurt, those things that keep your body healthy and that feed your body right and that help you stay hydrated, and also drinking the right amount of water. When I say the right amount, I mean don't take a whole gallon of water. Who decided that you needed to take a whole gallon of water and just drink it in a day? Whoever did that, they're lying to you. I say between 16 and 32 ounces of water a day. So 2 to 3 8-ounce glasses of water a day. That's just kind of throwing an idea out there. It's not like law or anything. It's not something that, I know for a fact. I'm just saying, I'm keeping it in logic. That seems to be what I end up drinking. But, hey. But then also skincare. So I want to go into skincare before I start doing my makeup and talking about makeup. I also have a product that I'm going to try. We're going to get into it. But for me, skincare started when I was about 14, 15, when I started wearing makeup. So it goes hand in hand, And so I was an Aveeno girly for a long time, and that's what I started with. I personally didn't feel like it was enough for me at one point, so I switched and I actually started using this Garnier Fructis facial mask cleanser thingy, and it ended up being too much for me, so I then was convinced that I had acne, even though I probably didn't. And I had to use Proactive, and found one. It was like a store brand of Proactive, and did it, and I thought it worked. And then that company also came out with a foaming cleanser that I ended up using that literally burned my face so bad that I ended up having to go back to Aveeno for a while to calm it down. And then it ended up that, I went through, after going through the oil-free acne wash of it all, and the St. Ives apricot scrub and olive oil cleanser, finally, as I was getting ready to graduate high school, I was using this one cleanser, and my mom actually, who dealt with cystic acne for a long time, started using goat's milk soap, and she realized that it helped a lot, and so she kept saying, use this goat's milk soap, and so I was like, yeah, I will try it. And it's funny because all that time that I was using all these different products, thinking that it had to be stronger or it had to be this ingredient or that ingredient. It really ended up just being the simpler the better. So, goat's milk based soap seems to cleanse my face really well and keep it hydrated. Specifically, I've started using the almond extract added goat's milk soap. So you can get goat's milk soap with different oils and things in it. For me personally, I just feel like the almond extract, the almond oil, really does help my skin stay hydrated and healthy, and it just really cleans my face well. I did wash my hair and my face today. I wash my face whenever I wash my hair and when I do my makeup. So tonight I will wash it again, but then I won't wash it again until I wash my hair again. So, just because I feel like personally my skin dries out, so when I don't really wear makeup, I end up not really washing my face much, but it actually ends up being a good thing. Having said that, right now I use the one from Zumbar, but I am interested in doing the goat's milk stuff soaps because I do have this goat's milk stuff unscented lotion stick that I got. I like this for putting it on my actual face. I take it on my hand, rub it in my hand, and then I dab it on my under eyes, on my eyelids, and then I take my whole hand and rub it like this, and then rub it on my face, especially like in this area. I used to nair it, not much, but a little bit, and I just haven't been doing it anymore. I've been actually embracing the peach fuzz a little bit. You can't really see it when I get my makeup on, and it's more in my upper and lower lip that get dark, so I have to nair that, but that's all I use the nair on anymore, so everything else is just clean, nothing else. So I really like this. It's really easy to use, and I will definitely be purchasing more stuff from them. Having said that, once you're done with all of that, once you have all of that down, the rest of it all depends on your body. It depends on your whole process, how your body processes everything. Everything else, it's all about what works. So once you do those things, the main thing, keeping yourself with the right amount of hydration, eating the right types of foods, and using a good cleanser and moisturizer, you can move on to whatever works for your skin. So let's get into some makeup because this is why we're here, right? So I was a mid-2000s teen. So from 06 to 09, 15 to 18, I was a matte girly. I went through my matte phase. Funnily enough, did not use the Dream Matte Mousse. Did you guys know it still exists? Like, my God. But the reason why I was on the train of what I call the second British invasion, which came from, it came during that 06, 07 period when, you had, like, Amy Winehouse, Duffy, and even Adele a little bit. That was early Adele, but definitely Amy Winehouse and Duffy. Some people don't know who Duffy is. That was my girl back in the day. That was, okay, so if you know the song Mercy, or if you watched Bride Wars, you know her music. Her music was all over Bride Wars. Just go watch that movie and you will hear her during the infamous tan scene. The My Hair is Blue, and then it goes into the tanning scene. That song, the sad song in that movie, you can tell. You'll know who it is. But having said all that, that brought that British vibe here, and also it kind of did that throwback to the mod 60s vibe, which I was obsessed with. So I was into the Rimmel London get the London look.
Get the London look.
You know, that was me. So their Stay Matte cream was what I used for a really long time. I have some pictures I'm gonna put in different places from different looks from that time through, so the one in particular, that was my signature look. And I wanted to be as pale as possible. Some girls went through the orange phase. I went through the pale phase. I wanted to be pale, just white out my face. And then I went through the cake phase after high school. When I got into my 20s, I wanted the cake. I mean, the amount of makeup that and I thought it looked good. There's so many more, but the most of what I have, I went with because of that. This has brought me through so many foundation trials and errors, and I recently tried the Juvia's Place foundation stick, and I just feel like it's not working for me. So I really have been hearing good things about the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie foundation and concealer or whatever. I just can't afford it, and so I got this like last week at Walgreens. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I'm in shade number 00B Light, so it's not the lightest, but I think it matches. So it's got this like stick. So I'm just gonna take a little on my finger. I hope this matches. I think it will. I'm not gonna take much. I'm just gonna take a dab, and I'm just going to try. And I'm just going to try to blend this out with my fingers. I don't know if you can tell in the viewfinder, but it's not terrible. Not too bad. It's a lot creamier, which is what I was looking for, because I feel like the foundation stick is just not, it's just not creamy enough. I'm gonna add just a touch more. Here we go. I don't want to go too crazy because I do foundations so different now. I've tried so many foundations. I tried the, let's see, I tried also the Physicians Formula one. I didn't like it. I'm just gonna take a dot. Literally nothing you can see. Because there's a spot where there's like a vein here and that you can see, and I just like to take just a little, just to kind of diffuse it so you can't like. Okay, that's not too bad. You can see my skin poking through, which is nice. I haven't done the concealer part yet. Not bad so far. We'll see how it wears. We'll see how it oxidizes or doesn't. We will see. I did the, let's see what else. I did the CoverGirl Infallible? I don't remember. The one in like the oval container with the funky little pump. I tried that. I did the CoverGirl Simply Ageless. Did that for a while. That one was nice, but it's so hard to find, and I just wanted something a little different. Okay, so this is not bad at all. I'm just gonna kind of blend this way with what's left, just to kind of, and then I'm just gonna And we can always do more in this next step. I'm going to use the concealer part. I'm going to use a little brush for that. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to start with that much because I don't want to use too much. That is something that I am struggling with so much, and that is something that I really want to come out of, is just like, there's so much. And it's like, you don't want to overdo it. So, and I always put some on my eyelids for like a primer because I don't really use eyeshadow anymore, which we'll get into later as we move forward. I'm talking about the whole makeup thing, the whole journey. I'm also going to take a little and I'm going to put it on the middle of my forehead because I don't do my forehead. I don't put it on my forehead. I just take like a little and just kind of do it in those areas. I don't want it everywhere. So I'm going to smooth out with the brush, and I'm going to see how that works. It actually seems like it works really well. I don't seem to have any trouble with it. It's covered, but not like overly covered. And it's not too light either. It's the perfect shade. I'm really happy with that. It is so hard to find a shade. In my opinion, I just think it just is so difficult. This bottle is a little messy, I will say, is the one problem. But, I mean, I guess I'd rather have it be messy inside than have a bunch of mess all over my hands. Which I'm not having, so that's a good thing. And I will say, it's funny because for a while, I was not really wearing foundation. And then I also did the whole BB cream thing, which literally did nothing. I thought it did, but it did not. It did not. It was literally nothing. There was no point. There was no point in it. Then I'm going to take my small little brush and I'm going to just kind of take a teeny dot. You can barely see how much I put on there for my little freckles. You guys know about my little freckles. I don't know why, but I have them in the weirdest places. And so I like to cover them. I think it's not too bad. I definitely will have to blend. But I like that everything's the same color. Which is another thing that I went through with my look, that it had to be a different shade. Like, it had to be. And I don't know why. I don't know. I must have heard it somewhere. Because you will hear as we talk the things that I believed for years about makeup. Like the things that I the things that I believed. I don't know. I don't know, guys. So that is a win. And get real close. I mean, nobody's getting this close. But I think I'm going to take a little and put it on the sides of my nose too to cover my huge pores. Which honestly, I'm not mad that I have. But I'll just cover just this part. I don't want to put it all over my nose because that's another thing that I struggle with is I could never get it to work and look right on my nose. And now I realize after following a couple different makeup artists and watching them talk about movie makeup and how they actually don't put makeup all over the person's face when they do their makeup, I was like, that makes sense. So, yeah, so this is nice. I'm going to move on with the rest of my makeup as we talk. This is all the same, the CoverGirl Skin Enhancers. This one is in Defined. It's like a oh, you know what? I have a freckle on my nose that I want to cover too. That's gonna be like kind of like a contour, but I don't contour. Okay. Just want to cover this little freckle on the side of my nose as well. I don't know why I have these like random freckles. I'm not talking about like the regular kind of freckles that like everybody has. I'm talking like the weird freckles, like weird freckles in my face. Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Now we're gonna move on. Not bad. So we're gonna move on. So I just take it and I just, yep. Mm, mm. On the other side, I'm a little lighter because I don't want to mess up where I did that. But it doesn't matter because it still blends the same way. Up and down. And then up and down. Just real gentle in that area. Just to kind of give a little bit of a light there. A little bit of a coverage there. And then I use the same thing on my eyelids. I just go like this. Now, before, you could see, going back to pictures, you can see that I was very much in two separate phases. So the one, you can't really see it, but you kind of can. I was smudgy gray eyeshadow that it did not matter where you got it from, it looked the same. And then I went through the no eyeshadow whatsoever phase. And I don't really know what I was going for. Yeah. But this just seems to enhance the eyes without being overdone, I just think. And it's easy to do, and it doesn't require a lot of anything. And then I go like this to like make sure the light is right. It just kind of gives a little bit of like color without being really anything. So, and then the Cheek Heat blush, I don't even know what blush I used today, but I used a lot of it. I went through my blush phase, and I went through my bronzer phase, and I always was in my highlight phase after high school. It was all highlight all the time. Then I went through the phase where I had to have it all. I had to have full beat for everything. And then one day, my skin was just acting up. This was before I really started paying attention to what I was eating. And the more that I'm paying attention to what I'm eating, the better my skin is getting. But the time, she couldn't care less. And my skin was suffering for it. And I didn't wear makeup. And I was at work and I survived. And so for a couple of times I didn't wear makeup. And now I like never wear makeup. And you know what? I kind of like it. I heard Alicia Keys, who doesn't wear a lot of makeup either. She said that the first time that she didn't wear makeup to something big, I don't remember what she said, she on like a TV show or something, she felt self-conscious. But everyone said she looked so pretty. And then she just didn't wear makeup again. And then now she like never wears makeup. I'm not a big fan of hers, but I can attest that that's how it works. Like once you decide you're not going to wear makeup, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all. So with the highlighter, I'm wearing Rose Beam, the skin enhancer. I like this type of makeup because it's easy to apply and it just blends really well. I just take my little brush, go like this, and it mixes it in. This is all melting together really well. I really like it. Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to eyebrows. So, and it's funny because I heard this person on Instagram. She was talking in a reels about millennial makeup, and she was saying how we never touched our eyebrows. We didn't do any. It's so true. For a long time, I didn't do anything to my eyebrows. I never did my eyebrows. And then for a while, I went through the clear mascara phase where, I just used clear mascara. And then I went through the full brow phase where I like wanted it to be like flat and weird. I don't know. Now I just use the CoverGirl. Yeah, CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow Gel. This one is in gel wax and it is in medium brown. And I just use this. I don't go crazy over it. I just make sure that it is fully on to kind of give a bushy, kind of well kept look to kind of enhance, which again is all part of makeup. Makeup should enhance. I think we had our phase of change who you are with makeup. I am not going to say whether I agree with that or not. You do you, but for me, I don't really care. At this point in my life, I don't really care. And some people might say that's sad, but honestly, I'm happier than I've ever been. So, tell me why. Make it make sense if you're upset by that. But having said that, I think there's so much more to who we are. There's so much more to what we can do and should do, and you know what we do. Who we are is so much more important than what we look like and what makeup we're wearing and how much makeup we're wearing. And if you are somebody who loves makeup, then that's, I love makeup too. I've always enjoyed, making myself look good with makeup. Always loved, getting done up for something. Um just something that I like to do. Okay, so that's fine. But it's not who I am. Like, when I first started working where I work, I was wanting the mindset like Dolly Parton that they would never see me without my makeup. And now they see me without my makeup all the time. But what's really hard is when you see someone and you haven't worn makeup for a while and then you do and they come in and they go, "You look amazing." And they're like, "Oh god, I must look terrible without my makeup." But hey. um Moving on to eyeliner. We're taking it to the pencil. Right now I have the Maybelline Lasting Drama Matte Jet Black eyeliner. It's just a pencil eyeliner. I get whatever. I don't care about it because they all work pretty much the same. Usually Maybelline is easy to find. Hey. And getting a little bit further into some stuff while I'm doing this, I know I am really trying to focus on what goes into my body and on my body. It's hard to find clean makeup, so I know you guys are gonna probably be thinking like, "Oh, well, you're talking about this and that." Yes. Yes. But that's why I don't really another reason why I don't wear makeup a lot. Because it's really not good for you. So that's a whole other thing is if you want to live a healthier life, don't really wear makeup. Unless you really want to. And when I really want to, I do. This is what I do now. I did go through my liquid liner phase. It looks good. It's good. I also went through my full raccoon eye phase. That was my emo phase. Yeah. So now we're moving on to finish out with lashes. I have the Maybelline Lash Sensational Firework mascara in, is it very black? Yes, it is very black. Very black. If you know me at all, and some of you have been following me for a while, you know I will literally try any new mascara. all through my teen years, I was like, I need to try this mascara. I need to try this mascara. And then when I went through my Rimmel phase, I was obsessed with this one mascara. I don't know if they still make it. I don't think they do. It was in an orange tube. It was a very fat orange tube. And I don't remember what it was called, like Bang Bang or something like that. And this stuff was incredible. And then they also had one right after I graduated high school. They came out with one that was in a green tube and it mimicked lash extensions. It had fibers in it. So good. But unfortunately, they stopped making that too. Which I have talked about that in a previous video where I talked about I can't stand it when companies stop making products when you find them to be good. So annoying. Or they change the formula, or they like do more stuff. It's so annoying. It's like, once it works, leave it alone. Like, give me tried and true any day. But I can't even tell you what mascara I wore when. All I can tell you is I tried a lot of them. And I will also tell you I did not go through my fake lash phase. Never wanted to. I did do a makeup trial with my hairstylist, and she wanted a model, and I agreed to do it, and she used fake lashes for the thing, and I said, that's fine. I wasn't mad at it or whatever, but I don't think I could do it all the time, man. I think it's kind of annoying, honestly, having all that stuff on there, and then, like, I don't think I could, like, handle that all the time. I think it would be not something I'd want to wear, like, on your wedding day, and then you're, like, getting emotional, and then what happens? Like, do you have to, like, put new lashes on if you start crying? And, like, for me, once I start crying, I don't stop, so, I don't know. But, who am I, right? I mean, for me, I like the simplicity of mascara. I like the fact that I can brush it on and wash it off. And I am not a waterproof fan, just personally. It's just not something that I like. Not something that I enjoy actually at all. Tried it, hated it, and every time I accidentally get waterproof, I'm like, oh man, I hate it. So, like this one, I tried a sample of it and I really liked it, and I still really like it. And so I had gone and got the full tube of it and then didn't realize that it was, and it was such a pain. It was such a pain, so I ended up going and getting the regular one after a little bit. I was like, I can make it through, and then I was like, nope, I cannot. So that is basically where I stop now. I used to obviously rim my eyes, like I said. I used to do liquid eyeliner, and now I don't. I don't even do anything really on my lips except for a little bit of the Goat's Milk Stout lotion stick. I'll rub a little on my finger like this and just dab it on my lips. Just for some hydration. Mostly because I work evenings and I'm bringing dinner with me and I eat, so I don't want to have to reapply. I have done lipstick in the past. And then I just reapply it, but I don't really always do it. I just don't really want to. I just feel like, why bother if I'm gonna have to reapply it? And then when I reapply it, it doesn't really reapply the right way. And I also like a nice, clean, fresh look, and I just feel like this looks a lot fresher with just a little hydration on the lips. It doesn't have to be really anything, just a quick lip balm. I do have a lip balm in my purse also, so sometimes I'll throw that on. I used to use the little juicy tubes, remember that? And then I would do the like the real like wand from Rimmel, of course. It was Rimmel Stay Glossy, and it was there's so many. There was one called Pop Pink Fizz that I love. I still actually really like it, but this is mostly what I do. I don't really do anything else. I just think it's fun and fresh and clean, and it's simple, and I'm all ready to go. I just gotta fix my hair. And that's the beauty of it. So I'm just gonna fix my hair while I finish up here. I don't want to do too much because I did wash my hair today, so it's still a little damp. I just take a little bit of heat taming spray, and I take my little mini flat iron, and I just make sure these edges are good. Again, I don't want to do too much because it's still a little damp. So I spray the heat taming spray all over and in the little areas so I can flatten them down. And then I basically am done. My biggest thing is like I prefer this look because it's, first of all, it's easy to do. For me, I can sit down and get done in like half hour if I want. So if I'm going, even if I'm going somewhere and I want to, look kind of cute, I can sit down and be done in like half an hour and go where I want to go. And I can feel confident and comfortable at the same time. So this is the kind of look that I would wear to any get together, any major event that I wanted to wear makeup for. You could also add a quick glitter eyeshadow instead of the skin enhancer. You would just take a fluffy brush and add some glittery eyeshadow to it if you want. That's probably what I would do for like a holiday or like super special occasion. It's just something that I didn't need to do today, and I wanted to keep it simple for you guys. This is probably the extent of what I'm gonna do to my hair because I like the natural kind of feel. So I don't want to do too much to it. Just kind of want to take the little pieces that are dry, that are kind of sticking out. I kind of want to bend them to my will. And it kind of just brings it together. And then I'll throw on some earrings, and that's it. That's literally it. So I thought this was fun. Sit down and get real in-depth about how my makeup has changed over the years, and maybe reminisce with some of you. Maybe you've done the same thing, and let me know your makeup now. Like, what makeup brands do you like? What makeup brands do you feel like you went back to? I feel like I went back to Maybelline a lot because it's easy to find and it's not expensive, and it's stuff that I can just grab. But that's just me. Kind of giving a quick final thought on the foundation. I think I like it. I will come back and do some kind of other video soon, after a couple of weeks, to let you know how I feel about the foundation. I will give it a fair shot, but I think it works. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please tune in to my next video. Bye.